Everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So I'm sure by now most of you have seen or heard the growing buzz around the situation between Israel and Iran, and as expected, it's got a lot of people talking and speculating. What I'm about to share is not based on confirmed facts. I'm simply passing on what people are openly discussing right now, because silence doesn't feel like an option with everything happening in the Middle East right now. Did you hear that, YouTube? This is not based on fact. This is not official news, just conversations and concerns that are floating around. A lot of people are wondering what could happen if this escalates to the point where the youth might get drafted. Another concern that keeps coming up over and over is that veterans, even after serving, often aren't properly taken care of, and that's one reason people are saying they don't want to go through all this over again. Folks are calling for peace after all. Many believe that the Israel initiated this and that no one else should be dragged into this conflict. That's all we are here to talk about, and beyond what is unfolding overseas, I personally don't think that America's youth generation is mentally or emotionally prepared for something like this. That's just my honest opinion. So let's hear what my brothers and sisters think about all this in case things really do heat up, which I truly hope won't happen, because at the end of the day, there's absolutely nothing beautiful or glorious about war. Y'all stay tuned and watch this. Leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. I'll come back at the end of this video to drop my own 2 cents. Let's watch this.
Bro, ain't no way that we're about to go through World War III and everybody's just chilling, posting memes like you're not about to get drafted and bumped in the next few days. We got actual countries giving updates on them people on Twitter like they're ESPN or something. Then we got the nigga that's supposed to be our president live tweeting, threatening us like he's King Von. Do y'all realize we witnessing textbook level history and we got just reacting with memes? We're cooked. Niggas acting like nothing ever happened. Y'all finna start doing get ready with me's for the draft. Keyword, y'all. They said if you transgender, you get exempt from the draft. So let me just let y'all know now. The rumors are true. I'm coming out the closet, and I had 6 people in every class of my entire life. Only in 2025 will you have to scroll through thirst traps and Kai Cenat clips just to find updates about a war. I'd rather serve crack before I serve this country. I don't care if it's Amazon at my door. I'm not opening it. Y'all not getting me.
You have just been drafted into the United States military. You're going to see the record for the most people who willingly said, I'd actually rather sit in a jail cell. You're going to find a record amount of people in the United States that if they get that call, there might be some hard decision making, but there will be a record amount of people going, okay, no, I'm good. No. Well, you have to. I don't. The other choice is jail. Okay, I'll sit in there. No, don't be shocked. Well, people are just going to throw their hands up and go, I guess I got to go die in this other country. Nah, their parents and cousins and older siblings and stuff, like they saw how they were when they got back from Afghanistan. Especially after harping on it, how we were done with overseas wars and stuff like that. Do you really think people are just going to forget about that shit? We literally grew up learning about how these wars were. And we're dealing with it again, possibly? You're going to see so many people get that call if it ends up coming, and they're going to go, yeah, no, I'm good. It's going to be a problem.
We can't get into no war right now because who is getting drafted? Because the second I see somebody coming at me, I'm putting my gun down and putting my hands up. It's not like our country is being invaded by foot soldiers and we're fighting to protect our home. These are wars that are avoidable. These are fights that don't need to happen. So they're not going to happen. It's people that'll slum out their homeboy if he had a couple dollars sticking out of his wallet. So you want these people fighting side by side with you because you scooped them out of their home and told them that to jail? No, you don't want these people fighting alongside you. Y'all better use the military y'all got. Use the people that signed up.
If I was a male between the ages of 18 and 25, I would go and get a medical diagnosis from a doctor or physical disability diagnosis from a doctor, and I would do it as soon as possible. Being that Israel is doing what they're doing at this point, I have no doubt in my mind that they're going to try and drag the United States into this war with them. I remember last year they were trying to pass Bill HR 8070. It had a lot of information in it about service members and some things about the military and medical military and all that stuff. But one of the main things that I noticed that it had in it was the fact that it would automatically register males between the ages of 18 to 25 for selective service. They didn't have to notify anybody. It would automatically do it at the age of 18. Now, the House of Representatives did pass this bill, but ultimately it did not go through Senate, so it's still pending, which means it could still be passed. But the only thing that could keep you from being drafted if you're 18 to 25 years of age is if you have a disability, a medical disability from a doctor, or a physical disability that you have been diagnosed by a doctor. Even going to college cannot exempt you from being drafted. If they need enough people and you are able-bodied, you can be drafted between the ages of 18 and 25. And the way this administration's going, I have no doubt in my mind that it could get to this point. We have 3.5 years left. So there's no telling. Things are popping off, and it's bound to happen at this point.
Baby, they got us. Oh, they got us. Okay, baby, they got us. The House of Representatives done passed the bill, okay, that automatically register your male child between the ages of 18 and 26 to be drafted in the case of a war. All right, baby, they got us. All right, they got all our information. They got everything. They said they don't need nothing. You don't have to do anything. They already got you signed up. If you refuse and don't want to go, you will be put in jail. This is a felony charge for not going. This does not exclude the transgender community. If you were born a male at birth, and that's what you were assigned at birth, you are drafted between the age of 18 and 26. They have that in the bill as well, so it would not exclude you guys, even if you're living as a female now. Long as you were born as a male, they already know. Even if you changed it, they say they still know. This is beyond me, and this is not a new bill. It is the NDAA, the National Defense Authorization Act. It's not new. This is just something they updated, because now they just automatically signed you up. They know who you are. They know where you're at. They know your ages, range, whatever. I think during COVID, they went around doing a survey, knocking on doors. How many people live here? What's the ages of people live here? I ran them from my house, because you're not getting that information. But anyway, they were doing surveys, and that was kind of odd to me. But yeah, they automatically have signed these babies up to the Army. It's only a few things that can exclude you out. I believe mental illness, religion, and not just regular Baptist, Catholic, whatever. No, it's deeper than that. And also if you're paralyzed. That's it. Other than that, if they have a war and they need you, which is very rare. Last draft, I think, was in the 70s or 80s, somewhere like that. So it's rare that it happens, but if by chance, you know, how slim the Army is today, baby, there's going to be chance. I don't want to be negative Nancy, but this will be chanced. Because it's very slim. Nobody's signing up for that no more. Everybody, especially these youngsters these days, they own to it, you know? So, but you're automatically signed up in school. Also, if you're in school, okay, that would exempt you if you're in school. So, that's the things I read up. Maybe you could go find out some other ways that you can get excluded from this before they start drafting, because you will be charged with a felony and put in jail, baby, if you refuse to go. Okay, so, and even if you migrated here, say for instance you've been living here since a child or whatever, you're drafted. If you're between the ages of 18 to 26, you are drafted. They're getting ready for something. They're distracting you guys for something. Always remember that. Don't get so caught up in the net, because while we're caught up on something else, June the 14th, 2024, they were passing this bill and nobody was there to stop it. The bill went 57-1 in votes. 57-1. Everybody voted for it. And guess who's exempt as well? If you're a representative, your kids don't go. If you're a representative, y'all be careful. Find out ways that, mental illness can't get you. Mental illness, start now. Mental illness can't get you out of this. But other than that, y'all, you're drafted. You guys be blessed.
I'm giving up my booty on a silver platter to my bunkmate before I go to war. Being a draft dodger is not a life sentence. You know what is a life sentence? Getting your shit smooth off by an intervention. If you think I'm gonna go overseas, give the government access to my black body, step on an IED just to have my kneecaps blown to smithereens, all in the name of oil and Jewish overlords?
Are you nuts?
This generation is not getting propagandized to the same extent. I will forgive those that came before us. My African American forefathers were bamboozled, if you will. They believed that they were doing their due diligence, their duty as an American, and they came back and still were not afforded the same rights as their white counterparts. But now I'll be damned if I'm forced to fight some bullshit cause only to come back to this country without free healthcare and hear some white man talking to me about black fatigue and DEI? Have you lost your fucking marbles?
Okay, so let's talk about this. That's pretty much the world, what the world is going through right now. And I just wanted to sit here with you and lay it on the table because these conversations are popping up everywhere, especially on TikTok, and people are clearly concerned. Again, let me remind you, YouTube, let me remind you, this is not based on confirmed facts. I'm not claiming any of this as official or proven or something that has been formally announced by any government source. Nope. We're just discussing what's being said out there in the public space. Things that ordinary people like you and me are wondering about, questioning, and yes, even worrying about as they watch what's happening overseas. The truth is when something like the Israel-Iran situation makes global headlines and starts stirring up tension, people's minds naturally go to, what if this escalates? What if this affects us? What does this mean for the youths, for the future of our country? And you can't really blame them. This is how people process those things. Nobody wants to be caught off guard. Nobody wants to stay silent, sitting in the dark while the world shakes. So that's why this topic keeps bubbling up on social media, because people are connecting dots, sharing fears, and trying to make sense of what they are seeing. One of the most common concerns I've seen in these clips and posts is the talk about the possibility of a draft, especially targeting 18 to 26-year-olds. So that age group keeps getting mentioned over and over. Folks are saying that if this somehow leads to full-scale WAR, that would be the group called up first, automatically drafted into service. And if you refuse, well, the word going around is that you don't get to walk away. You'd be looking at some serious consequences, possibly even jail time if you refuse to show up when called. That's the fear a lot of young people are voicing. No choice, no escape, no say no in this matter. Now, of course, some people are saying there will be exemptions. Folks who are not in good health, people who don't meet physical or mental requirements, and possibly others in special circumstances might be excluded from the draft. But honestly, that still leaves a whole lot of young men and women who would have to face this head-on if things ever reach that point. And that's why the mood in these videos isn't excitement or pride or anything like that. It's straight up anxiety, worry, and dread, because nobody wants to see this turn into another WAR. Nobody wants to live through that nightmare again. Everyone I've seen, talking about this has made one thing clear. They want peace, they want calmness, they want life to stay normal. And of course, you do too. I want that too. I want peace. I can't blame them one bit. And also, here's the thing that keeps coming up, something I personally believe too. I just don't think today's younger generation, especially in the US right now, is truly ready for something like this. And that's not even an insult, just a reality. We live in different times. People grew up differently. Most young folks today haven't known real wartime struggle, the kind that their grandparents or great-grandparents might have seen. Draft cards, military service by force, living with the fear of being sent off to fight in some faraway country. That's not their world anymore. That's not the life they've imagined. And that's why so many are shocked, scared, even at the thought that they could suddenly be swept up into something like this. Honestly, I don't really blame, anybody in these videos and the videos that I've not shared for feeling that way. I would probably feel the same. But again, I want to say this, we are not saying this is happening. This is not an official announcement. This is not breaking news. This is not a government order. None of this has been confirmed. We are just talking about what's being said out loud on the internet, the fears, the worries, the what ifs, the people are tossing around because of the tension they are seeing building up overseas. That's all this is on this conversation, please. Speculation, not facts. I can't stress enough on that. This is just for entertainment only, for discussion, for keeping up with the current chatter that's going on right now. YouTube, take note of that. This is just us sitting down and reflecting on what people are saying on TikTok, in comment sections, and in viral clips. Current affairs, that's it. But man, I really hope this all stays just as that. Rumors, fears, speculation, because if there's one thing that never changes, it's this. There's absolutely nothing pretty about war, nothing glamorous, nothing exciting. War is ugly, war is cruel. War scars generations, physically, mentally, emotionally. Nobody in their right mind wants this to happen. No one wins in the end. And I think that's why people are so on edge, because we've seen enough to know what this could mean if things spiral out of control. So while we're here concerned, uncertain, wondering what comes next, I want to hear from you guys. You're watching this right now. What do you think about this video? Are you seeing these same clips on TikTok? Are people in your circle talking about the draft, about the WAR war, of course, and about what might happen next? Do you think America's youth is ready for something like this if it ever came down to it? Or do you think, like me, that this is something that hopefully stays in the rumor zone and never becomes a reality? Please drop your thoughts in the comment section down below. Let's talk about this, okay? And please be mindful with your comments, okay? Okay, please be mindful for my sake, for your sake. And just for the final reminder, for YouTube, for anyone tuning in, this video is strictly for entertainment purposes. It is not based on confirmed facts. I am not making predictions. I'm not giving news. I'm not pushing fear. I'm simply sharing what's trending, what's being talked about online, what people are wondering and worrying about when they see what's happening overseas. Let's just call it what it is. Current affairs talk. That's it. Stay safe, stay smart, stay peaceful, y'all. I'll definitely see you in my next video. Please don't forget to turn on that notification bell so that every time I upload such videos, you'll be notified. The world is going through so much craziness, okay? You're gonna need somebody to deliver some news, obviously some historical, facts, and that's why I'm here for you. So please make sure you turn on that notification bell so that you're not gonna miss any of my videos. I'll definitely see you in my next video. Please stay peaceful.